All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here with Brian Holmes. This is going to be a little bit different of an interview tonight. This is a longtime friend and fishing buddy of John Prine.
That's right.
All right. So tell us, how did you and John first cross paths? At what point did that turn into a real friendship for you guys?
Well, it happened fast. I think about 2009. Um, I'm a taxidermist in Mountain View, and he came over there and was just driving down the street, and I was leaving my shop to go in for the day, and he pulled in the driveway and started talking to me, and probably only about 2 weeks before that, somebody gave me one of his CDs, and I had been listening to it and liked it. And anyway, he just pulled in the driveway, started talking to me. It's just kind of crazy. We did have our house for sale at the time, and he was asking about that. And anyway, somewhere along the way, I introduced myself, and he said, "Well, I'm John Prine," and I knew who he was.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks prior to that, I might not have if my neighbor hadn't handed me that CD.
Right, right. It seems very serendipitous that you got that CD at that time.
That's right. And I told him that it's funny. I said, "Well, I've got a CD, and I know of a John Prine that sings." That's how I think I worded it. And he said, "I sing."
Yeah.
So I said, "All right. Well, I know somebody that's a huge fan, and I'm anxious to tell him that he gave me that CD, and you pulled in the driveway." But and then the river at the time was flooded. I mean, I think it was in the spring of, oh, I think it was '09 or 2010, and the river was pretty high. I think it was up maybe close to 30 feet or something really. It had been flooded.
Yeah.
And Jack's wouldn't let him rent a boat.
Oh, wow.
They thought it was dangerous, but right off the bat, when I met him, he was playing at Jack's Resort that night, and he told me that I should bring my family and come, and we did. We went over there, but the next day, I took him fishing. And I was hoping that he would want to stay close, because I've got a great big boat with a big jet boat, but he wanted to go all the way to Piney Creek, which is a long ways.
Yeah.
But I didn't argue with him. I just went. But it's like the first day I met him, the day he pulled in the driveway, we exchanged phone numbers, and just ever since then, we 2 weeks a year he took his vacation there, and I took him fishing.
That's really cool. I like that. Okay, so you guys fish together a lot. What was a typical fishing day with John like?
They would say we were waiting on John. It was like a WOJ kind of thing, and everybody there knew it, and he was slow to get around. So, if he said, "I'll pick you up," or "pick me up at noon or 1 or 2," or it was always later. And he was never early. He'd stay up all night. And he had his, different time zone, he would say, but he stayed up till daylight and would go to sleep and wake up maybe by noon or 1, and then then he'd want to go eat breakfast somewhere or make it.
Yeah.
He would make it in the room, but he always stayed at Jack's. He always stayed in room number 7. It had a kitchen in it, and he would cook his own breakfast sometimes. Other than that, we'd go out, but he would stay out till he liked to fish from about 2 in the afternoon to probably, I don't know, 6 or 7. As long as he made it into the Rainbow by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he didn't care if they were going to lock the door. He would prefer it. he went in as late as they would let him through the door. Every time. And we ate at the Rainbow. I was going to touch something there.
Yeah.
He loved to eat there. He would leave Nashville early enough to come to Mountain View and drive straight to the Rainbow. And he had to be there by 8 o'clock. That was what he was figuring on. And I've ate at the Rainbow Cafe with him 3 times in 24 hours, often. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and get back over there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he loved it.
All right. Well, what's the best catch story you have of fishing with him?
Catch?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't guess we ever caught any really big fish down there. He was a good fisherman, and he liked, he enjoyed the river. I mean, that's why he came.
Right.
In the community, he loved Mary Hale and Jack. But, something funny is he would always, it seemed like everywhere we go, somebody would know him. And if we, they would say, hey, you've been fishing, they knew why he was there. They got the story over so many years.
Yeah.
He started going there when he was 14.
Oh, wow.
And he went twice a year, once 3, as long as I knew him. But, he would always add a couple, he was always kind of brag about it and say, oh, we caught 8, and I just let him answer,
Yeah.
But
we know the fish story.
oh yeah, he would tell a fish story. He was a storyteller, so.
Oh yeah, he was. We know that from his songs.
He enjoyed talking to people. He enjoyed telling fish stories, and shaggy dog stories. He might say. He would say probably.
What's a shaggy dog story?
Kind of like he would add stuff to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Make up part of it.
All right. Well, people know the songwriter John, but what kind of friend was he?
Well, I feel like I knew a different person than a lot of people, but he was really great, and he kept up with my family, kept up with my daughter, all the way through. I mean, he would ask about Savannah and keep up with her, and he would call sometimes and leave messages on my phone, and he would say, hey, I got a joke for Savannah, record it and play it for her later.
Yeah.
And but he really was a great person and a good friend. If I needed, I didn't ever need anything, but we talked often. We texted a lot, and he was just, a lot of fun to be around.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you think John understood about life that most people miss, maybe?
I don't know. He didn't take it too seriously, I don't think, and he seemed to enjoy it, a lot. And he was always kind of. He was super witty, but he was also, it's kind of a silly joke kind of guy. And I've been running through the jokes. My wife's like, don't.
Do you have any of his jokes? Oh.
They're just all silly, like, I don't know, he just was always coming up with something that was funny, and it was, and he did act like a big kid, a lot. And I've told this before, but, he had a really great outlook on things, and he made sure to come over there and take time to do fun things with his family too. His son came over there once. Jack came with him once, and we all had a great time. And he acted like a big kid all day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he did that anyway. But
okay. Well, that concludes part 1 of our interview. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you.
All right.